Welcome back to the channel. On this video, my friend Keith is with us. How you doing, Keith?
How's it going, Mark?
Good. And Keith is about to make his first ride on the Lyric Graffiti X, just as I did just a short time ago on the previous video. So we're going to let Keith ride it and see what he thinks. But before he gets on there and gives his impressions of the first ride, we want to see what his impressions are of the look of this bike.
First off, it looks great. I mean, this thing looks awesome. Right away, I mean, look how, I've noticed the shock, the suspension, that big coil spring, that looks really nice. The forks are, you know, fat. I like that look. You know, riding the Grizzly, I don't really care for the brakes on that bike, but looking at these right away, come on this side over here. Look at these brake calipers and the brake calipers and the disc. I mean, that just looks nice. They look significantly bigger, you know. I love the way this the rim looks, you know, a lot fatter spokes.
Okay, so you're a motorcycle rider, right?
Okay.
Let everybody know what bike you ride.
It's a Suzuki GSXR 1300.
Okay, so Keith has a lot of experience with motorcycle riding, so we're going to see what he thinks of this. This isn't going to have the power of the motorcycle, but still, you've ridden a few electric bikes now, so we'll see what you think of this. Anything else stand out to you? You like the tires?
The seat looks awesome. I love this seat.
The seat?
Yeah, it's nice and cushy. It's comfortable. Handlebars. I think they're great. You know, you're kind of lean forward a little bit. I like that. You can kind of get back in the seat if you want to lean down a little bit more if you want, or you can kind of be up here.
So if you put yourself in a position where you'd like to sit, where you feel comfortable, where's your seating?
I'm gonna probably be right here, right in, I don't know, probably right on top of that bump right there, which,
okay,
that bump doesn't really bother me, but you do notice it.
Yeah, I'd like to have it back. I'd like to have that bump not even there, like just a little bit maybe at the very end, but that's nitpicking, I guess. But all right, well, so we're gonna have Keith take off. I think it's already on, right?
I think the screen timed out. Let's see here.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, there might have. And you might want to push that red button there for the
power,
for the throttle.
All right.
So Keith's gonna do his ride here, and we're gonna watch him here go down the street and back, and then we're gonna ask him when he's done riding,
okay,
what he thinks of it, because this is your first time on it.
First time.
What does it feel like sitting on it?
It feels great. I like it. The weight distribution feels really good. It doesn't, like the Grizzly kind of feels top heavy. This feels, I don't know, just right, you know.
And I want to get your impression when you come back on how the handlebars, because we've had people talk about the handlebars and they're not liking it. They want to have risers on there to raise it up. They say you're leaning forward too much. I didn't really notice that too much for me. I was okay. Maybe because I'm shorter and I'm sitting up closer on the seat a little bit than some of the taller folks. I don't know.
I'm 5'11". Like I'm leaning forward a little bit, but not too much. I mean, I don't know, you know, riding the motorcycle, it's kind of like this.
Yeah, it's not as like it's not quite like a cafe racer. I wouldn't say the handlebars. You know, some of them lean like a racer bike. You're leaning way forward.
Yeah.
But you know, to each his own, I suppose. But I didn't really have a problem. But I didn't ride it that long yet, so maybe on a prolonged ride,
right,
you might feel it more after a while. So I can't really say. But in the short ride that I did, I was fine with it. All right, so Keith is going to head for his ride, and we're going to watch you here, and then we're going to, when you come back, we'll see what you think.
All right, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Here we go.
So there he goes. Now, I mentioned before that I didn't hear much noise, but I'm hearing more off of the bike than I was when I was on the bike. It's flying down that road. So this is while we're waiting on Keith returning, this is the old original Graffiti. Right there, and it's impressive too. That's what made me think, if I like this bike here, and they're making a little more powerful, full suspension, full lights e-bike with a larger battery, I'm gonna like that, I think, because this is so smooth, this bike. It took over my Grizzly that I used to have, the Aerial Rider Grizzly. And I was so impressed with this bike that I got to ride in this all the time, and it made the Grizzly stayed home all the time. So that's why I ended up selling it to my friend Keith, because I wasn't riding it. And I wanted the bike to get ridden, and so Keith became the owner, and here he comes absolutely flying down the road.
So I got 78 kilometers.
Yeah, that's what I had it up to. Oh, 78, that's a little more. That's 49 miles an hour.
49, yeah, I got under.
And what is your weight?
I'm about, I think about 189 the last time I weighed myself.
So around 190?
Yeah, right about
So and you got it to 49 miles an hour. See, so it's pretty close to 50.
Okay.
And I got it at 48, but I didn't have it completely opened up. So, and I'm 175. So I probably would be able to touch 50, I would think.
Yeah, I like it. This is awesome.
The other thing I got to mention too is that we may not get quite the speeds of somebody, say, in California, because it's a bit cool out here. Let's admit, it's not, you know, we're not 75 degrees. We're barely, I think, maybe 50. Was it 50 or even less?
Yeah.
This morning. So it's not like it's, you know, 90 degrees and the battery wouldn't be cold, because that's going to hamper your speed a little bit. I'm not saying it's going to make a difference, but so let's go over what you thought. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, down there when I was making the U-turn, one thing I really liked about this bike, so coming from the Grizzly, the throttle on the Grizzly is really, you know, it's really sensitive. This thing is nice, like it's
smooth.
Yeah, it's very smooth. So like if you're riding around town, you just need to make a slow turn, nice and easy. Yeah, it's got really good throttle control, you know, at lower speed, you know. So you can make U-turns real easy on this bike. I don't have to worry about, you know, just jerking and taking off on you, you know. I like that. Another thing, the brakes were amazing.
Very good, yeah.
The brakes are awesome on this bike. Like, yeah, it doesn't feel like that wooden feel. Like, I don't know how, I guess that's the best way to describe it. Like on the Grizzly, it kind of feels, I don't know, like maybe on the ride one up, it's kind of like a. I
know what you mean. They're more bicycle brakes as compared. This is more like a motorcycle.
Yes,
it's good, and you need that for this kind of a speed of a bike. Boy, this is awesome. I just keep thinking, but what was I going to ask you? There was something else about the. How did you find the takeoff? Did you find it take about 5 seconds and then it feel it kick in and
very smooth take?
Very smooth,
very gradual. Before you know it, you're already up to 30 miles an hour or whatever. You know, it just. Yeah, it's so smooth. So I love that about these bikes. So here's something I like, and you might agree with me on the single motor like this. This is the rear hub motor, gearless. I like the fact with one motor and the gearless, which is a little more subtle on the. You don't get the massive rocket takeoff, but in a few seconds you're going to fly. Whereas the dual motor is kind of herky-jerky and spinning. You know, the wheels, you can't get traction. So I think this one's a lot less dangerous than the. Remember, you had the accident on the Grizzly where it spun out on you as you were turning. I think you might have hit the throttle, but I don't know. But this one here doesn't feel that way. It feels. Would you say this one feels closer to a motorcycle feeling? Yeah. Even the other there feels like a motorcycle. These are great bikes. Yeah, it definitely does. It feels like a small motorcycle.
What about the suspension? Did you notice, did you feel it, anything? Did it feel smooth to you?
Well, the whole ride was smooth, so I didn't really feel any bumps, but, you know, this road's not too bumpy. We have to, you know, try that out, you know, how it is in the bumps. But, it's, yeah, right, first impression's very good.
So...
I mean, I didn't feel anything that made me feel...
Is this any different than you expected when you rode it? Like, does it feel better about what you expected, or not as good as you were expecting?
No, I like it. Like, well, see, I don't have anything to compare it to go that fast. But, I mean, it's pretty impressive when you're going that fast.
So you can only compare it to the. I guess the closest one for you would either be riding the Graffiti here, or the Grizzly's yours. You know,
definitely smoother than the Grizzly. And if you want to compare the suspension, yeah, like the Grizzly, you feel bumps, you know, especially with the bigger tires on it. It hits that fender all the time. This thing, yeah, it was very smooth. Now that you think about it, you know, after the ride, it's like, oh my goodness, yeah, I didn't feel any bumps. And
I know, that's the thing. That's what I thought. Wait, I didn't feel nothing. Did I not go over anything? But I
Right.
did, because I went over the railway tracks though. And then after I got by them, I was thinking, geez, I didn't even feel that.
Yeah, you didn't even notice it.
And I went over one of the, you know, the sewer lids there. I went over one of those, and usually you can feel it.
Right.
I'll, you know, a little bit. I didn't. It just went right over it like nothing. You couldn't even feel it.
How about the pedaling? Did you try that?
I did not try the pedaling.
Let's put this down to 1 and let's see what happens. These are technically not really pedal bikes.
No, it's not really. I wouldn't recommend, if somebody just wants a pedal bike, I would get something else. It's
It's
doable.
actually not that bad.
Yeah.
This bike is so smooth. So yeah, if you're riding down the bike path and you just want to act like a bicycle, this right here, power level 1, and but we got to put this on the. Oh, that's wrong.
I know. I tend to hit that horn a lot already too.
So with the button all the way out, that's in the city mode, or okay? Let's see how that feels.
No, I think with the button out, that's off-road. You can tell in this. Give it a test there.
Oh yeah, big difference. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you can ride this in town.
So if you say your motor conked on you,
Right? Oh yeah.
could you pedal it without no assistance?
Well, I got on 0 right now.
You get a workout.
Yeah. I mean, going up a hill might be a problem, but if you had to get home, it could do it.
So here's the question.
Okay.
If you were to buy one, what color would you choose?
Oh gosh, look at their website. I really like that blue one.
The blue one with the tan seat?
Yeah, that's the only thing I probably don't like about it. I'd like to have the blue with the black seat, but I don't know, blue, it just looks nice. But this bike looks great. It's like a matte black. I mean, I like this one too. I mean, are you gonna, what's the other color that they have? It's like
green.
right?
Yeah, they have the green one. But I don't think you can go wrong with any of the colors. They're all impressive. Because
Right.
I've seen other guys with their bikes, and
I mean, if you're gonna say anything bad about this bike, I mean, you might get people that think it's not a bicycle. They're gonna be like, why are you riding down the bike trail or something? You might, you know, you're gonna get those kinds of
it looks
people.
like a motorcycle,
Yeah.
you're saying?
I mean, if you're gonna say anything, look at this. I love this tensioner right here. Look what they did to this. Like that belt is on there nice and tight now, and they have like a spring to keep the tension on that at all time. That is an excellent.
I believe that chain ring looks bigger around too than the other bike there.
Okay.
For me, I think the one thing that I would like to see different would be, I'd like a different display, maybe because I've already seen that display on the other bike. It's not a
Okay.
bad display. I just want one that's probably larger.
I do like it. You see the numbers.
You can see the numbers, but I'd like a little larger one, maybe something
a little
like
different.
that's on the maybe the Onyx
It's a nice
display.
contrasty screen. I mean, you can see the
It's colored. It's
black,
good.
Yeah, black
You
numbers
can see
over the white.
everything. By the way, when I first got on the bike for the first ride, it was at 0.9, I believe, kilometers.
Okay.
So that's what so there's a little bit on there, but not much, just to test it, I guess. But so you'd give the bike 2 thumbs up,
Oh
would
yeah,
you?
for sure. You could easily ride this around town and be really happy on it.
Yeah, it'd be a perfect commuter, right?
Oh, yeah,
Within,
I would
if
love
you're
to
in
take
the
this thing to
city.
work. If I had this, I would probably get rid of my car. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
All right, so
That's gonna be hard to go back to. Any other
I know
bikes.
that's the
I know.
thing, right? Once you move up,
Yeah.
nobody wants to go backwards. It's going to be hard to beat this. Lyric Cycles. How are you going to beat this one?
That's true, right?
I think they're going to have to make the Graffiti Extreme 72 volt 50 amp hour battery. Let's go. All right. So Keith, first ride impressions, loves the bike. My first ride impressions, I have to agree with you. All right, well, that's going to do it for this video. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, just hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much for supporting us. If you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit that notification bell. And if you want to comment on this or any other video, go ahead and do that in the comments below. I do want to mention too that if anybody wants to buy a Lyric Cycles bike, I do have a link in the description, and I have a discount code that will save you $150. Use the code Oregon eBiker Mark, all one word, Oregon eBiker Mark, and that will save you $150 on the purchase of a Lyric Cycles bike. So once again, thank you for joining Keith and I on this video. Thank you, Keith. And until next time, keep your wheels on the road. See you later.